Hello YouTube, my name's Jason and this is Line Merit. And a couple of our last ones, we don't need that there. We have also the 32-bit IEEE E754 floating point variables, which is the float type. And this one actually goes to a really high number as well, but nobody ever actually uses the highest number on this, so I guess they never actually calculated it, but it's like negative or positive 1.5 times 10 to the negative 45th to negative or positive 3.4 times 10 to the 38th. But it has, basically, you can write it as decimal. And you would end it with the D, and then end it like that. Actually, you would end it with the F, because this is a float. The double, you would end with the D, which is the more commonly used one. And out of all of these, if you want to use a decimal, use double. If you don't, use an integer. Our last data type is the Char data type, and it can hold one character. And we'll call this example 7 equals, and it goes inside of a single quote. You would put one character in it and end it. It can go from A to Z capitalized characters. Also, it can go from 0 to 65,535. If you try to go higher than that, you get an error. But you can put as many zeros at the front of it as you want, because it ain't going to make no difference, because it's still just 65,535. Okay. That's all for the variable data types. Also, all these numbers actually have a default values. The byte, short, and the integer all have the default value of 0. The long has the default value of 0L. The float has the default value 0.0f. The double has the default value of 0.0d. And the char has the default value of 0. Also, we need to go over the Boolean, which I didn't put on here. Boolean has only 2 values, and that is true and false. And its default value is false. So, then also, like I was saying, the object string, which is a object of a string of characters, you write it out basically the same way. It's not a true variable data primitive data type, but it's used like one. So we'll just go ahead and use this, say 9, and its default value is null. And you pretty much would write this one with the double quote. As you can see, if you put the single quotes, you get an error. The double quotes, you get no error. Just like in the char, if you was to use the double quotes, you would get an error. But if you use the single quotes, you would have to write something in there, and you would get no error. Alright, integers can also be expressed with the number system, meaning that, say, you can use let's go ahead and write an integer out, and let's call this x, just because I don't want to write out more than x, because I want to be lazy. And the default is the decimal number system, which was basically your 0s, your 9s, your 5s, your 4s, your 6s, your 7s, which I didn't write any of them. And then you had Also, you have your hexadecimal type, and you would start this with a 0x. And for the number 26, you would just type in 1A, and then you would end it. And that's how it would write out the hexadecimal and the value for the integer. And in the new JDK7, they have the binary data type. So you would do then x equals, and this one would start with a 0b, and then you would type in like 11010, and that's how you would write out the 26 in the binary type. Back in the JDK6, you couldn't use binary, but you can now. I don't know why you would use hexadecimal or binary. I always use just the decimal data type. It's a lot better in my eyes. And so we've created all these variables. Let's go over the string and the char. In string and char, they have escape sequences. Let's create a string, because I like strings better. Let's call this in code 0, I guess. And let's go ahead and write dog and cat, and then end it with a semicolon. These have escape characters. Let's go ahead and write out the system.out.print line, and let's write out code 0 and end this with a semicolon. What this will do is it'll print out this right here, dog and cat right here. So what are these escape characters? Say if I wanted to do a backspace, I would do this and B, and then when I run it, I should get a difference in the dog and cat, which is just an actual extra space. I don't understand why it does that, but it does that. And then we have the tab escape character, which is the backslash and T, and what it does is it gives you a tab. It actually tabs through your thing. As you can see, there's a lot more space in between dog and cat. Then you have the line feed, and you would hit end, and as you can see, it just gives you an extra line. There's a bunch of these. If you want to do like double quotes or single quotes, you would just do the backslash and the double quotes or single quotes, and it'll print out that, as you can see right here. But if you don't put that little backslash right there, you're going to get an error, as you can see, an error. So it has to have that backslash. Also, you have to have that backslash to put another backslash. Let's go ahead and escape that to get a backslash inside your code. So it would be backslash, backslash. Remember these are very valuable, and they'll help you out a lot. My name's Jason, this is Lineware. I hope you enjoyed our tutorial. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.